numbers. Surds are the root of what? Rational numbers. Rational number, for example, rational number are number in terms of fraction. Maybe like 1/2. 1 divided by 2 is a rational number, right? But 4/2 is not a rational what? Number. Because 4 divided by 2, you have what? 2. But 1 divided by 2, you have 0. What? 0.5, right? Please pay attention. Unlike this one, this is a rational number. This one is what? Irrational what? Number. Now, in terms of surds, like I said they are the root of rational number. It is saying that if you have something like this, like square root of 2, does 2 have square root? Does 2 have square root? If you look for square root of 2, it's going to be in a decimal form, right? Or maybe you have like square root of 8. Does 8 have square root? Or maybe square root of 6. Does 6 have square root? Or square root of 3. Does 3 have square root? So all these, they are known as what? Surds. They are known as what? They are known as surds. But if you have something like this, maybe square root of maybe 16, this is not a surd. Okay, because 16 has what? Square root. Square root of 16 give you what? 4. It's just like square root of 4. This is not what? A surd. Are you following? Because 4 has what? Square root. Square root of 4, you have how many? 2. Square root of 25, you have how many? 5. Are you getting me? Those ones that when you push, it will not give you an odd number. Are you getting me? Is known as what? Surd. Is known as what? Surd. Is that clear? All right. So this time around, we are giving some series of questions. We have rules that govern surd, or we have the laws of surd. Are you following? And one of the laws of surd is this. Please pay attention before I go into that. It says that if you have root m times root n, it's taken as root mn. Are you following? There's nothing like root n plus root n is wrong. And he said that if you have root m, then divided by root n, is taken as root m over root n. Are you following? In the sense that if you have root m, then all over root n. Sorry, maybe you have root m over n. Is taken as root m over what? Root n. So this and this, they are still what? The same. Are you following? There's nothing like this in surd. Maybe you have root maybe m plus root what? N. Then you now go ahead, that is root n plus n. This one is what? Wrong. Are you following? It's only division and what? Multiplication that we have in surd. Are you following? There's nothing like addition. Or there's nothing like maybe you have root m, then minus root n. Then you went ahead and go and do something like the root m minus n. This one is what? Wrong. Are you following? And another thing is surd. Okay, for example, if you have something like this, maybe n root m, then times a, then root m. What do? Since you have the same root, are you following? You pick one. So it's setting as n. You have n times what? A. Then root what? Root m. Are you following? Yes, and another thing is surd. If you have m root m, then times a root b. Now this one is saying that use what is inside to times what is what inside, and use what is outside to times what is outside. It's saying as n times a, the root m times b. Are you following? So these are the rules of what? Of surd. So we don't use this. So this one is what? Wrong. All right. Now. All right. So we have number one question there. Please pay attention. We have square root 18 times square root what? 2. Now, what we normally do is this. Whenever you are given a bigger number like this, you try and break it down by looking for a rational number and irrational what? Number. Are you following? Yes. How do you get those numbers Okay, the irrational number there is a number that has square roots. Are you getting me? While the rational numbers are a number that does not have what? Square roots. Are you following? So what do you do whenever you are given a question like this? Okay, unlike 18 now. Okay, 18 has been breaking down to the simplest form, right? The next thing we need to break down is this word. Sorry, this two has been broken down. Is the word 18. To break down this 18 is very easy. You look for the SCM. To get that rational and irrational number, I look for the word LCM of 18. Now we have 18. So 2 going to 18. We have 9. Can 2 go again? No. 3 can go. 3 to 9 is 3. 3 here is what? 1. If you that, you pick the same thing, which is 3 raised to power 2, right? Times what? Times 2. Is it not? 3 raised to power 2. 3 times 3, is it not 9? 3 times 3 is 9 now, right? It's stating as 9 times what? It's stating as 9 times what? 2. 9 has square root now, right? Does 2 have square root? No. Now from this place, coming back to this place, this one is stating as square root of 9 times what? Times 2. Then times square root of what? 2. So this time around, when it comes to times, this one is stating as root 9 times root 2. Are you following? Root 9 times what? Root 2. Then times what? Root 2. So what's your root 9? Square root of 9 is what? 3. So this is stating as 3 times root 2. Then times what? Root 2. So 3 times root 2 is what? 3 root 2. 3 times root 2 is what? It's 3 root 2, right? So this is stating as 3, then root what? Root 2. Then times what? Times what? Root 2. Now, hello, please pay attention. For this, sorry, I made a mistake there. For this one, okay, what happens is that is the root that multiply the what? The root. Are you following? Why what is outside multiply what is what? Outside. I have invisible one here, right? So 3 times 1, is it not 3? This is stating as 3, the square root of root 2 times root 2 give you what? Root 4, which is 4. And you already know what square root of 4, right? So this is stating as 3 times square root of 4 is what? 2. And 3 times 2 give you what? 3 times 2 give you what? 6. Now, what I was trying to explain before, pay attention, is when you add something like this, maybe you have a root m, then plus b root, let's say m. If you observe, yeah, we add the same root. This one is addition, not multiplication. Okay, what do? You pick one. This setting as ab, that is a what? A plus b. Are you following? A plus b, then root what? Root m. Are you following? So that's it. That is when you add the same word root. But once it's times, and I explain something like that here. So once it's times, what is outside multiply what is what? Outside. And what is inside multiply what is what? Inside. Please take note of that. I'll come again. Please, no noise. No noise. We have square root of 18 times square root of 2. Hello, please, no noise. So from there, what did I say you do? I say look for the word SCM. Are you following? If you look for the SCM of 18, you don't need to look for the SCM of 2. It has been broken down easily. Is it not? Well, you have to look for the SCM of 18. Why are you looking for the SCM? Is to get an irrational number and what? A rational number. If you look for square root of 18, we have this. This 18 are 3 times 3. Is it not 9? That is 9 times how many? 2. Okay, because 9 has square root. Are you following? So this is sitting as 9 times what? 2. So if you break this one down, this one is sitting as square root of 9 times square root of what? 2. So which is this? And square root of 9 is what? 3. Then 3 times root 2 is 3 what? Root 2. 3 times root 2 is what? Did I say it's root 6? No, because this one is not root. Suppose it was root, you can multiply everything. Are you following? So this one is sitting as 3, then root what? 2. This time around, root can multiply root, is it not? Root can multiply what? Root. So this time we have root 4. So 3 times root 4. This one is sitting as square root of 4 is sitting as what? 2. Then 3 times 2 give you what? 6. And another thing we are giving 28 plus root what? 63. All right. What will you do here is to look for the word SCN. LCM of what? 28. 2 into 28. 14. 2 into 14. 7. Then 7 into this is 1, right? This 18 and 2 times 2, 4, which is 4 times 7, right? So this side is taken as square root. Please pay attention so that you get it once and for all. This side is taken as square root of 4 times 7. Are you following? Plus, we also look for square root of 63. So 63, look for the SN. 2 here. 2 cannot go, right? So what can go? 3. 3 into 63. 21. 3 here, 7. 7 here, 1. Satan has 9 times 7, right? So this Satan has square root of what? 9 times 7. This Satan has square root of 4 times square root of what? 7. Are you following? Then plus square root of 9 times square root of 7. So what's this now? Square root of 4 is what? 2. That is 2 times what? Square root of 7. Is it not? Then plus this is times square root of what? 7. 2 times square root of 7 is 2 root 7. Is it not? Then plus 3 times square root of 7, 3 root 7. Are you following? Since we have the same roots, suppose you don't have the same root, let us assume we're having like 6 here. You leave your answer like this. Are you following? Since we are having the same roots, which is 7, what do? You pick 1. So this one is taking as 2 plus 3 root 7. Are you following? So 2 plus 3 give you what? 5 what? Root 7. So that will be your answer. Like I said, suppose you were having different thing here. Will you continue? You leave your answer like that. Are you following? All right. Now, in terms of root 5, can you look for the LCM of 5?
No.
It has been broken down already, right? Yes. But we can look for the LCM of what? 10. Is it not? All right. Let's try 10 if we can get the LCM. This 10. So 2 into 10. 5. Then 5 here. 1. That 2 times 5 is 10. But can we get rational and irrational number here? No, because 2 is not an irrational number and 5 is not an what? Irrational number. Is it not? So what do we do here? It's very easy. You can multiply these two things together. True or false? You can multiply the two together, right? And if you multiply these two things together, what do you have? We have root what? Root what? 50. Are you following? Then you can now look for the square root of what? 50. Just like this one too. You can still multiply these two things to what? Together. Okay? But coming back to this now, we now look for the LCM of what? 50. 2 going to 50. That is 25. Can 2 go? 5 can go. 5 goes there, 5. 5 there, 1. This 5 times 5, which is 25. That is 25 times what? 25 times what? 2. So this 18 has root 25 times root 2. What square root of 25? 5. That is 5 times root 2. Is it not? 5 times root 2 is what? 5 root 2. That's good. Now, just like this one we did now, if you want to do it in that way round too, what you do is to multiply these two to what? Together. That is 80 times 2. 80 times 2 give you what? 80 times 2.
36.
That is 36, right?
Yes.
That is square root of what? 6. You look for the LCM of what? 36. Looking for the LCM of 36. 2 going to 36.
18.
You have 18, right? 2 going to 18.
9.
We have 9. Can 2 go? No. What can go? 3. 3 here, 1. 3 here, 1. Which, sorry, 3 here is 3, right? 3 here is 1. This is stating as 4 times 9. You can see that both of them, they are what? Irrational number. This 18 as square root of what? 4 times 9. Is it not? Which is square root of 4 times square root of what? 9. Are you following? Square root of 4 give you what? 2 times square root of 9. 3. We give us what? 6. So that's it. So that I do this. You were dreaming. All right. The deep part. Here we have root 27 over root what? 3. Root 27 over root what? 3. So what do you do here? Everything into the word bracket. Are you following? So this one is stating as square root of what? 27 over 3. True or false? Alright, you can divide that now. 27 divided by 3. 27 divided by 3. That is root 9. Square root of 9. 3. This is it. I gave you a rule now. I said if you have root m over root what? N. It's stating as what? Root what? M over n. Is it not? And that's it now. This is it. What do you do? Square root of what? 27 divided by 3. 27 divided by 3 is what? 9. Square root of 9 is 3. So for the E part, we have root 8. Does 8 have square root? No. What do you do? Look for the word SCM. Consider SCM is very what? Important. If you don't know, you go back to what? Primary school. So we have 8. So 2 into 8, 4. 2 into 4, 2. 2 into 2, 1. This is now 2 times 2 is what? 4. That is 4 times what? 2. Is it not? So this one is taking as square root of what? 4 times 2, because 4 is an irrational number. So from there now this is taking as root 4 times root 2. Square root of 4 is what? 2 times root 2. 2 times root 2 is what? 2 root 2. That's good. So the last one, which is F. We are giving root what? 12. Root 12. What do you do then? Look for the SCM of 12, right? So we have 12. 2 into 12, 6. 2 there, 3. 3 there, 1. That's 4 times 3, right? So then we have root 4 times 3. What do you do? Split it, right? It's sitting at root 4 times root 3. Square root of 4. That's 2 times root 3. 2 times root 3, 2 root 3. Is that clear? Do you like swords? Yes. Alright. So you can copy that. So that's all for swords.